Hey friends, welcome back to Mental Health and Makeup. I'm so happy to see you guys. If this is your first time joining me on Mental Health and Makeup, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. For some of you who noticed that we did not get together last week for Wellness Wednesday, I talked to those specific people about that, but I want to let you all know who are tuned in with me that it was very strategic that we missed Wellness Wednesday last week. I've kind of been thinking about my page and everything that I want to offer on this platform. And my concern is that there's going to be a lot of things that I cover that people who aren't tapped in with me yet are going to miss. And I know that they can always go back and watch old videos, but I want to make sure that I'm moving at a pace that can be followed with everyone. So moving forward, we are going to be meeting bi-weekly for Wellness Wednesday. I've got other content coming for you guys outside of Wellness Wednesday that's related to mental health, that's related to makeup, that may not have the two mixed together like we do for Wellness Wednesdays, but I'm actually really excited about that. So make sure you stay locked in. This is the perfect opportunity for you to subscribe to Mental Health and Makeup, for you to turn on the notifications so that you are the first one to know when new content is posted. Like the videos that you watch, share them with your friends. Tag friends that you know so that they can come and join the discussion. I'm really excited for your friends to be my friends. Is that weird? Yeah, sorry. Let's get started with this week's makeup look and topic. This week's topic is really popular in mainstream culture. There are a lot of celebrities that have come out as struggling with this disorder, and it's something we see in movies all the time, and I'm really excited to dig in. This week, we're going to be talking about bipolar disorder. You may have been watching a commercial and heard something called manic depression or bipolar depression. These are just other ways to say bipolar disorder. They're all the same thing. Now, when it comes to diagnosing most mood disorders, it can be really tricky for non-clinical individuals to hear certain symptomology because, for the most part, a lot of us experience what we hear on the commercials. The thing that I like to tell people on a very basic level when it comes to diagnosing is that you can't function properly while experiencing these symptoms due to the severity or the frequency. So with that in mind, let's talk about the symptomology of bipolar disorder. As the name indicates, bipolar means two. In this case, we're dealing with mania and depression. Mania is a period of inflated or improved mood, feeling grandiose or on top of the world, decreased need for sleep, more energized, more goal-directed behavior. You may notice that a person is more talkative or more outgoing than they usually are. At first thought, this might sound like a good thing, but it does come with some drawbacks, such as poor decision-making, increased risk-taking behavior, being more easily distracted, not able to get things completed because of that distractibility. Impulsivity is really, really common, which can lead to difficulty in relationships or at work. Impulsive behavior is one of the really common attributes of mania, and this can be problematic because it can lead to difficulty in relationships and at work. Let's move on to depressed mood. With depression, a person overall feels down, sad, a lack of interest in doing things that are typically fun for the person. Depression often comes with feeling hopeless, that things are ever going to feel different or get better. Increases or decreases in appetite or weight are common symptoms of depression. What you'll notice about a person who truly feels depressed, they really aren't able to describe what's the cause of how they feel, meaning there's not a recent significant event that happened that would trigger feelings of sadness. They just are sad. Bipolar disorder tends to happen in cycles, meaning that they will go from periods of mania to periods of depression. The way a person swings between periods of mania and depression can vary. For example, a person can feel depressed for, let's just say, 3 months. 3 months, they're experiencing significant depression. They're having a hard time getting out of bed, difficulty accomplishing daily tasks like going to work or attending to their children. And then at the start of month 4, they're up, they're cleaning everything around their house, they're working extra hours, they're taking the kids to all the birthday parties, theme parks, extracurriculars. They are able to get everything done. In addition to being more active in their personal life, they may also be doing things like going out more, staying out late. I even met with a person who got a face tattoo during a manic episode. So, like I mentioned before, mania may sound like a good thing, but a lot of the time people find themselves doing things that are out of character for themselves, things they didn't think through that well, things that they may not have done had they not been experiencing impulsivity due to mania. This manic episode can last, let's just say, between 2 and 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks or so. So that's 3 months of depression and 2.5 weeks of mania, and then the person crashes back into a depressive state most often. Over time, a person may begin to expect how long they'll stay in a depressive state and how long they can expect their mania to last as well, if they're paying enough attention. Bipolar disorder can significantly impact a person's life, how they function, and how they come to expect what's going to happen for them. One very common occurrence for a person who experiences bipolar disorder is that after their manic phase, their manic phase requires a cleanup period, meaning that they did something while they were manic that they have to go and try to fix. So let's just say a person who experiences bipolar disorder engages in some risk-taking behavior while they're manic and they get a speeding ticket, for example. Now, when they are no longer experiencing that mania, they have to figure out how to fight this ticket or how to pay this ticket or just deal with the overall chaos that has ensued in that manic period. People with bipolar disorder often have significant issues within their relationships as well. Having severe bouts of depression and mania can make it difficult to maintain relationships. For example, if you're depressed, you're down, you don't feel like getting out to do things, it's hard to go on dates, it's hard to call and check on your sister, it's difficult to make sure your best friend is okay and make it to maybe their kid's birthday party. On the other hand, when you're manic, it's also difficult to keep up with all of the things you've probably scheduled yourself for, or to remember things you have scheduled because you're so busy doing a lot of other things. You know, you're just very preoccupied, doing things very impulsively, and it can be difficult to have a plan or stick to a schedule when you're manic. For this reason, people with bipolar disorder that I have met with have said that it can feel very lonely because a lot of relationships don't last, or you don't have the ability to maintain relationships as well as you could if you did not have symptoms of bipolar disorder. I've spoken to people who have said that they feel very defeated because their bipolar disorder makes it difficult for them to maintain significant relationships, and they don't even really try to do things like make new friends or start dating. Other people have told me that bipolar disorder creates inconsistencies with how they parent their children, and that's made it more difficult for them because they're not sure what to expect, and you don't know what to tell them. Experiencing significant mood swings caused by bipolar disorder can cause issues at work as well, which makes it more difficult for a person to maintain their livelihood. So jumping from job to job, that can create issues with getting promoted or getting a raise. And you can see how a person who can't create that type of consistency in their life can have problems in other areas as well. Now let's talk about treatment. The most effective treatment for bipolar disorder is medication management, which requires a psychiatrist. Medication management is most successful when also paired with psychotherapy. A therapist can provide psychoeducation about bipolar disorder. They can help talk you through and identify patterns of your manic and depressive episodes so that you can become more able to anticipate when they're going to happen, and you can create a safety plan for yourself so that you're prepared for those mood swings when they do occur. Additionally, a therapist can help you with effective communication so that you can talk to the people in your life about what you're experiencing and help you maintain those really important relationships in your life that are going to combat feelings of loneliness. If any of these symptoms sound familiar and you're not already seeing a therapist, I strongly suggest that you reach out to someone in your area that can help you move forward in the process of proper diagnosis and treatment. It's very possible to have some of the symptoms that we've talked about here today, but not have bipolar disorder. And so it's a really good idea to speak with a therapist to figure out the best course of treatment for your particular situation. All right, guys, this is the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed our discussion about bipolar disorder today. Let me know down in the comments if this is something that hits home for you, if you have bipolar disorder, if you know someone who struggles with bipolar disorder, or if you just enjoyed the discussion. As you watch me complete this makeup look, if you have any tips or tricks for me or any questions about products that were used, feel free to ask down below. I promise I will get back to you. That is all for today, guys. Until next time, friends.